True story. I went to church one time, and pastor had prayed on me, right? And you know how they put the oil on the finger and they put the cross in you. I didn't know that he was using like olive oil or cooking oil, whatever he was using.
Oh yeah.
You know, we in Houston. He put the cross on my head, and I walk outside. This is a nice sunny day. Forehead got the burn.
Oh, I remember you said this story. I remember you said, "Oh, look, it's over."
Yeah, that's the devil in you. See, I was like, oh no,
it's coming out of you.
Never knew.
Something cooking up in here. Yeah, you do. you cooking.
I was scared. Your forehead get the burning. I was like, what in the world?
Just Acting Up Show, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? How you feeling? I'm Joffrey, the host of the show, and we gonna get into this thing real quick, man. Chris, say what's up to the people, man.
What's going on? It's the mad scientist, Big Chris in the building. What's good?
Hey, that's what's up, man. Got the mad scientist Chris in the building. We got Mike up in here, man. Mike, say what's up to the people, bro.
What's up, people? What's up? You like that one? Was that better?
I dig that.
Hello. Hey.
Boy,
Hi.
Oh, too hilarious, man. I don't know if y'all checked out our last episode or any of our other episodes, but you should check them out. We had some great interviews. We had Diallo come through. We had Aaliyah come through. We had Molly come through. We had Lady Gigi come through. We had a lot of people come through, man.
Man, a lot of people come through.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. There was some great interviews. So, but before we get into this whole little spiel, what I need y'all to do is go ahead, click on the like button. It's right there. And if you like what you see, go ahead, subscribe, man, and leave a comment, because we like talking to y'all, having conversations with y'all. So yeah, so with all that being said, we're gonna talk a little bit about Governor Hot Wheels, Abott, what he's doing, what he's at it again, man. And we're gonna talk about the Kyrie situation. Save it for the show. We're gonna talk about it, man. Also, new movies that's coming out, and more news in the entertainment industry, and spotlight interview later on. So stay locked in. Just Acting Up Show. It's got a good show. All right, good people. Let's go ahead and get into this news. Let's go ahead and start off with Governor Hot Wheels real quick. So pretty much what's going on with this guy is that the mandates. So it says, I'm reading this off of Texas Tribune. I hope I pronounced that right. Y'all forgive your boy. Y'all, you saw last show how I need to go back to school because the school system failed us. God, boy, my boy, you got to be more careful and educate yourself.
Gotta see it through, my boy.
I'm telling you, man. Oh my gosh. So it says Texas Governor Greg Abbott bans any COVID-19 vaccine mandates, including for private employers. The article goes on to say that, let's see, Abbott on Monday issued another executive order cracking down on COVID-19 vaccine mandates, this time banning any entity in Texas, including private businesses, from requiring vaccinations for employees or customers. Abbott also called on the legislature to pass a law with the same effect, promising to rescind the executive order once that happened. The legislature is in this year's third special legislative session, which ends October 19th. So, of course, there's more to that article. You can read it on Texas Tribune, or Tribune, however you want to pronounce it. It's right there. So how do I feel about this? I hope that everybody that got their job, that was released from their jobs, get their jobs back. I do still hope that everybody take precautions with being safe. And yeah, it's a lot that goes into with that right there, man. So,
man, Greg, it feels like he I feel like he's trying to, like in his mind, I think he thinks he's a dictator. Mm-hmm. He just be passing everything.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna do it my way. I'm just damn science. damn what everybody else is going through. I'm
Damn
go
the
ahead and
deaths.
yeah.
Yeah. Damn the deaths.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. I seen he was at an Astro game and Bun B was behind him like he was cussing at him, bitch ass nigga.
No, did y'all see the video? The guy that came up to him acting like he was a fan?
That was so
Governor
funny.
Abbott, Governor Abbott. I just like to say, how do you feel about making women do this? And he was really just
really just with a stupid little smile, smirk on his face. He couldn't do anything about it. I mean,
that was funny.
Oh, okay. I mean, I was surprised that where's the security team at, man? How'd that guy get that close to him?
they was there.
I think his approach though was different. His approach, he approached them like he was like, a fan of him and like, in support of him. And, it's like you're talking with a smile on your face, but you're talking bullshit to him. Like,
right.
Yeah, you an ugly son of a bitch. like it was like that. And I would never, ever, like that's how he was talking to him. So.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. Oh, he's a fan. Yeah, get it. Come on. Get these cameras in there. We want to show our governor that people that love our governor. Yeah, you asshole. They take this up with you. Oh man. Oh my gosh.
Funny, bro. Yeah, don't nothing surprise me anymore about Texas. Texas been showing their ass. They've been going out this year with a big fight.
Talk about it.
They've been going out with a fight with these crazy laws and yeah.
Ice Storm, we still on that same grid from the Ice Storm.
Still on the same grid from the Ice Storm.
And we paying for it.
Yeah, and you don't really hear too much about it anymore. It had its, and then now it's gone away. So
yeah, Cancun Ted and his whole
Cancun Ted. Oh man, Texas. Texas been on the road.
Yeah, man. And you know what? I'm not trying to. Let me see. Let me knock on wood, man. This real. So every time, how the news always, have these breaking news with everything and saying this is, a disaster. They push that, like every news channel will talk about this. Like for example, when there was a big giant oil leak in I can't remember what ocean it was.
BP.
And I can't remember, man. I really can't remember.
I think it was BP.
Was it BP? Okay. And
because it was two. Not to cut you out, James. It was two. It was one years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember that. And I was saying like they were talking about how, okay, they finally got it closed up, but it's not sealed completely. So I was like, so there's still some small amount of oil still coming out. So are y'all still covering that and saying that y'all get it fully, or over time is that oil and stuff still gonna build up and then it just be disaster later on? And y'all like, oh, remember that oil leak from back then, like 2000 such and such?
Now Godzilla is coming out.
We cut so many corners, man.
That shit just been sitting there.
And do y'all know that Flint still don't have clean water? That's starting to be a phrase now. Like that's like the Nike, just do it. Flint still don't have clean water.
Dude.
The powers that be, man. The powers that be.
Yeah.
They're more about filling their pockets than helping the people.
Yeah, dude.
It is what it is. Reality of the situation.
Oh my gosh, that stuff is crazy, man. It just makes you think about like we all gonna like when somebody says you're half-assing doing your job. You can't. That's with construction workers and people that does that field. You can't. That's a job where you really cannot half-ass do it, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't.
No, you can't.
You cannot unless you want to some see you in court. I mean, something bad happens, so we're not gonna wood again because I don't got time to deal with that right there. So yeah, man. So mandates. My goodness, man. So y'all be safe. Yeah, y'all be safe. That's what I gotta say about that right there. So moving on to the next subject. So Kyrie.
Oh God.
Kyrie.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord. So he came out on IG and gave his thoughts on it. And I see where he's coming from with it. However, Mike, you want to get you want to tackle this one, Mike?
Man, I'm having a Stephen A. Smith moment right now.
You know what my thoughts? Ask me. Watch this.
All right.
Yeah, it's a Stephen A. Smith moment right now.
No. Ask me what my thoughts are.
Chris, what's your thoughts?
Chris, what is your thoughts on the Kyrie Irving vaccination situation?
Well, he still thinks the earth is flat, so.
Man. Hey man, at least he's standing on his decision. I understand that, but hey man, it's everybody got their views, everybody got their thoughts. But I mean, hey.
Yeah, everybody got their views, everybody got their thoughts. But then you have Kyrie. Okay, I'm gonna stop this.
Listen, here's the deal, right? Kyrie wants to be the voice for the voiceless. You would never be the voice of the. I'm sorry, you can't be that because you got millions. You have money. It's hard to be the voice for the voiceless because the ones that are voiceless are in this situation through this pandemic, they're gone.
Yeah.
If they had an opportunity to take, and then they got money too, come on, man, they would have done took the shot.
Yeah.
I don't know which one of y'all told me that. I think it was James that said it, or no, it was Chris that said it, and it opened up my eyes about the vaccine. If you, like you say, if you take the vaccine, I respect you. If you're not, then I respect. It's his choice, it's his body. But one thing I want people to understand, Kyrie Irving is not Gandhi because he decided to not take the vaccine. He's not that.
Yeah.
He's making a choice. His choice is to not take the vaccine.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it is to it. He's not. No, I hear people say he's. Oh man, he Colin Kaepernick of basketball now. No, he's not.
No,
that's his choice. He ain't taking the shot for. I'm not taking this shot for everybody. I'm doing it for everybody. No, he's not. He's doing it because it's his choice.
Yeah.
Because he decided to not take the shot. And then he contradicting himself when he say, it's not about the money, baby. It's just not everything. It's not about the money. Then he turns around like 5 minutes later throughout the whole live and say, do you really think I want to lose money? Well, which one is it?
Again, he's a walking contradiction when he talks. And he still thinks the earth is flat, so I'm gonna just be on my phone.
I don't get it. It was, man, that man had a whole 20-minute interview, alive, and he talked about nothing at all.
Oh, it was 20 minutes? I thought it was only like 4 or 5 minutes. Maybe I saw the snippet of it. I didn't know it was that.
No, you didn't saw snippets of it. Yeah, I didn't heard it's 20 minutes, bro. And I have seen the highlights. I heard the highlights. Maybe I need to watch it all before I let loose of it. But the reason why I feel this way about people that how they are with the vaccine, and your choice is your choice. But I have heard your organs are gonna fall out of your ass. I have heard that. I have heard that it's poison going into your body. I have heard that. I have also heard it's a computer that's attached inside of the vaccine. It goes in and monitor you, and that's the most dumbest fucking thing because this is the biggest fucking computer that we walk around with every damn day. So they need to go put this little small ass computer in there. You know how many murders have been solved with this little motherfucker right here?
I think it's Total Recall when he put that thing up his nose. Like, no, man.
Exactly. So it's frustrating to me because y'all are just y'all spreading the false narrative to these people that are falling behind you. But let's talk about facts. I have a wife that goes into the hospital, not that far from the house. People coming in and they not coming back out the same way they coming in. That's a fact. she sat on a patient that had that shit, and she seen him alert like how we are, to screaming and crying in that room that he can't breathe. Then 2 days later, he dies. That is a fact. There are people in our COVID, they done dedicated, all hospitals in the country done dedicated 1 to 2 to 3 floors of COVID floors. And people are in sheets, a sheet over their head in the hallway. That is a fact. Y'all keep it up, man. Go ahead.
Anybody that, if you smoke cigarettes, you can miss me with that argument on the vaccine. If you drink alcohol, if you eat any processed foods, if you buy any over-the-counter medicines, we don't know what's in that. That's the, you know.
If you're doing hookah as well too, because I read that hookah is also like smoking like, I don't know, like multiple cigarettes as well too.
You might as well smoke.
And then on top, so here's another thing that I did. So of course I already gave my story, my take on my IG when I was talking about how I went through COVID and everything, and how I was hesitant about getting the vaccine because I kept hearing stories about people who had COVID and finally got the vaccine. They would have been out for like 4 weeks or whatever in bed because of the vaccine. Yes, I did hear that, but like I said, everybody's body is different. But when I also made that video, I also talked about, you know, I'd rather give myself a fighting chance than no chance. And another thing that I did in that video, I looked at, so check this out. So of course, you know, we had measles, chickenpox, we had, you know, the bird flu, swine flu, all those other flus, all those things that came through. Look at this real quick. So the Spanish flu pandemic, the start date was February 1918, end date was April 1920. And then I started looking at different other pandemics, like just like smallpox and everything, how many years they went through with it. And the equipment and things that they had to get rid of that, they weren't as advanced as we are now. And it just makes you think about how long, you know, this whole pandemic thing could go on. There are some pandemics that went on for like 5 years, some 7 years, some 8 years. We are in like, we're about to hit our 2nd year, I think. And it feels like it's been longer because we all haven't been really living our lives way. Some more than others, still going out clubbing and partying and going out to different places to travel because, you know, hey, that's it. So as technology grew, I don't know, it's just a lot with it, man, that makes you think about it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So yeah, people look into the history, see how long these pandemics last, and ask yourself that question: do you really want to go on this long with these pandemics? Because
and that's what a most logical person can do. Because mind you, I'm not sitting here like planting my flag down on the vaccine, because we all know, if you go back to episodes, I said that it was the Walking Dead vaccine.
Yeah.
I said that. I'm not finna take that. I'm not finna take that. What changed my mind was it was just too much things that was going on surrounded by me that I needed to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
And life has a way of, like, if you're not going to pay attention, then I'm going to keep showing you. And if you still don't pay attention, I'm going to keep showing you. And this is going to keep getting closer and closer till it is you. That's how it goes down. I don't know how it's the universe, it's God. You can say Buddha, whatever the case may be, but that's how life is.
Yeah. That's
how life feels. Like, people say, man, warning signs. People get warning signs every day. You just choose not to listen.
Yeah.
Right.
You choose not to pay attention to it. So right. I had to go, and I had to do what I had to do, because it was too much of something tapping me on my shoulder.
Yeah.
You know, and for Kyrie, you know, if that's fine, my brother, you don't have to take the shot. Your choice is your choice.
Yeah.
But just like your choice is your choice, the Barclays Center, New York, because let's be clear, New York is the one is having the mandate. It's not the Nets. The Nets ain't the ones that's pushing it. It's New York. It's the state of New York that's saying You can't enter this building without being vaccinated.
Pretty much.
So that's what they have to do, and they're gonna move on without you.
At one point, New York was the epicenter of it all, you know?
Exactly. Now, who wants to go back? New York don't want to go back to that, bro.
I'm looking at I'm sorry. Oh, go ahead, bro.
I just said they were like, hell no.
Straight up, man. I'm looking at these results from the Spanish flu pandemic. Of course, like that was way back then. Way back then. Suspected cases was 500 million estimated.
If I'm not mistaken, I think we passed the death toll of the Spanish flu already. With this,
I think we have.
if I'm
And
not mistaken, yeah.
And you know what? And that's the thing too. Like so when we were little toddlers or babies or in kindergarten, pre-K or whatever, our parents took us to go get shots. We had to get shots to get through. We had to get tuberculosis shots. We didn't know everything that went into it. I'll be honest with y'all. I hate that we got to get this shot. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to take it, but like Mike said, you're gonna be put in a situation where you have to make a decision, and it sucks. It sucks. I'm not gonna lie. It sucks.
You live and die by the choices you make.
Yeah.
You live and die by the choices you make. But
Yeah.
but as sad as it has to be said, as all those death tolls, you'll be surprised. A lot of it haven't hit people in their front door. I say that again, and I say it again and again. It haven't hit them. It haven't hit them yet. You'll be surprised at some people that think that this is just a hoax.
Shit.
Because it ain't hit them yet. They either haven't got it or they don't know nobody that got it. And then if they know someone that got it, it's like, oh shit, look at you.
Yeah.
I'm just still moving around like it's normal.
Man, tell you, when it hit you, it hit you. I had that.
Yeah.
Boy. Boy.
Exactly. But may the best immune system wins, because what worked for that person ain't gonna work for you.
Yeah, man.
Might not work for you. I will bet on these guys right here. I bet on them all day long. I will bet on them, and not a high bet, a little bet. I bet on the Rockets, maybe. I bet on the Astros, possibly. But Michael Tolliver's life. Hell no.
Also, shout out to the Astros, man. They won last night. So y'all
Astros. Yeah.
They got to take care of the White Sox and all that. So y'all keep doing y'all thing, man. Give us another excuse to call off from work to go party safely. Party.
Safely.
Chris know what I'm talking about.
No, I'm just not risking my life for the Astros no more. I told y'all this story. I almost passed out trying to party with the Astros.
Oh man.
That's all another story for a different day.
Yeah.
Straight up. All right, y'all, about to get into the Critics Corner real quick, man. We're gonna talk about some movies that's coming out, some breaking news and all of that. Marvel, Disney Plus, they added again. Halle Berry got a new film coming out. Are you gonna go watch and check it out? And we're gonna talk about Megan Thee Stallion. She doing some things, man. I'm proud of that girl. I'm proud of her. She doing some things. She doing it. So stay locked in. Just Acting Up Show. Y'all, we're about to go ahead and get into the Critics Corner, but before we get into the Critics Corner, I'm going to tell you about Joffrey's VIP Room, ladies and gentlemen, where we go into a more in-depth analysis of film, TV shows, some of your favorites, some films that you probably haven't seen, some TV shows that you probably haven't seen, all that and more. Or you can pick your choice and we can talk about it on Joffrey's VIP Room. The episode we're going to talk about, tomorrow is going to be Martin. I can't do the whole little, no, I can't. But we know Martin. So yeah, got a few guests that's gonna come on there and join me on that spot. So it should be a good one, and it'll be out later this week on the show. So yeah, Joffrey's VIP Room. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe as well. Like, share, comment, and subscribe on the Just Acting Up Show.
Oh,
boom, right there. Y'all like how I slid that in right there?
I like that.
I like that was smooth, man.
You want to hit that twizzle on there. So
Yeah,
Now that's gonna be stuck in my head all day.
I know, man. It's just right there, man. So yeah, man. Just Acting Up Show and Joffrey's VIP Room. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on all social media platforms. So let's go ahead and talk about this real quick. So, Halle Berry. That I'm sorry. That's just that Hurricane Chris was in this thing on. He was in the bag on that one. Oh man. So she has a new movie coming out. I think it's going to be on Netflix.
Like
And
a
it's
boxing movie or something like that. MMA movie.
yeah, MMA movie. So it comes out, of course, this year. It's going to be on Netflix. It's let me see, it's a mystery. Why I don't know why it has it written down as a mystery. Runtime of 2 hours and 9 minutes. It says the synopsis. It says a disgraced MMA fighter finds redemption in the cage and the courage to face the demons when the son she had given up as an infant unexpectedly re-enters her life. November 17th is when it comes out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see, like, Halle Berry she's been getting into a bit more action, with the John Wick and with this, and I can't remember what the other one was, but she always been, her range always been like amazing. So yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. The trailer looks good. I like it. I like it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Halle, you can do no wrong in my eyes.
Oh, she can.
Is Halle Berry married?
I think she's in a relationship with somebody. I can't remember if she's married or not. I don't know.
As far as I know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
As far as I know, I still got a shot.
Hey man, she's still the most finest crackheads I ever seen in my whole entire life. When she ran up to
Really?
Real talk.
That's why I don't like. She's the reason I don't like Billy Bob Thornton to this day.
Oh man.
If you know, you know. Monsters Ball.
Hey, Monsters Ball. I remember when I first, boy. It was.
I'm like, Halle, why? Why you agree to this scene of all scenes? You didn't have to do this scene.
If I could be a white man for one day.
Oh no! See, Halle, you got no.
I'm sorry.
Nah, hell no.
Nah. Yeah, bro.
Hell no.
Man, show over.
No, I'm just playing y'all. But yeah, that scene right there, I'm like, man, girl, Halle, man, she, whew. Give me a minute. I'm sitting there thinking about Halle Berry. Come on back down to earth, James. Come on back down. Yeah. But yeah, man. So the trailer looks good. I want to check it out. I'm gonna check that film out. So moving on, as I try to get Halle out of my mind, man. That's how good that woman is right there. But
I'm actually looking at the trailer right now. It look like Losing Isaiah Part 2, but this time she ain't putting up with no shit.
Yeah, she fighting. She like, nah, like I'm not playing with y'all this time. So Hawkeye Disney Plus series, it comes out November 24th. So that's another one coming out in November as well too. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Marvel, like Mike said, Marvel, like, they just can't miss, man.
No, yeah. They can't miss, bro.
And they ended the year strong, man. Between Shang-Chi and Venom and
the Eternals, and then SpiderMan comes out.
Yeah, absolutely. Look out for SpiderMan is going to be something huge. That the build up for that is like, that's going to be it. Because if you pay attention to all of the shows, and I haven't finished What If yet, but if you pay attention to all the shows, it's leading up to SpiderMan is going to be something huge. It's going to open up the door to something big. That's just my little 2 bit. Because I don't know if everybody's seen Venom yet.
I have.
Okay, so we all have seen Venom, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that ending we all have seen, right, where he was in the hotel room. Okay, all right. Yeah, that was.
It's like all roads leads to Spider-Man.
Man, and that's what I'm saying. It all leads to Spider-Man. What did you do? I
did. Well, Venom is
Doctor Strange. They messing with stuff.
Messing with shit.
Yeah. Stop messing with. I forgot what's my boy name on Instagram when he be hitting the phone. Stop.
Yeah. Messing with shit.
Yeah, that's another thing. They got the Eternals too coming out.
Hey, so the Eternals gonna lead up to that too. It's gonna be a fucking
Dude, and there's a rumor out there saying that Fantastic Four might get their reveal soon as well too. There's a rumor out there. So yeah, man, Marvel, they just, it's the way how they system, they have it set up to where they like, oh, I'm hit you with this and another one.
Yeah.
And another one.
Like Big
yeah.
Khaled,
Yeah.
and another one.
And another one, yeah. But I'm gonna say the key series so far has been Loki #1.
Loki changed the game. Yeah.
Yeah, Loki changed the game, bro. Loki changed the game. WandaVision was like, oh, this is unique and everything, but then Loki came and was like, watch this.
No, Captain America was after WandaVision.
Yeah, Captain
those were timed. I think those two tied up the rest of the loose ends on Endgame.
Right.
And then we got the Loki. It pushed us forward to the next wave.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. That and Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow. So they tied up the loose ends. And then here comes Loki with the new shit.
Yeah.
And speaking of Black Widow, shout out to Marvel and Black Widow for reconciling their differences financially and all that stuff, coming together as one. So I made a video about that. And they good now. She back in the mouse house, man. All thing is good in the Disney hood. They finna get back to making money. They finna get back to either one was gonna make some money. Either way it goes, regardless.
Now getting away from Marvel for a second. There is one movie that I have been anticipating. I don't know if y'all seen the trailer. I think they dropped the second trailer for Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I was always a Ghostbusters kid. Yeah, I was a Ninja Turtle.
Me too.
And this one is not like the last one with Melissa McCarthy. This is like connected to the main Ghostbusters, and I think they're gonna be in the movie too.
That'll be dope.
Well, not to cut you off, one of them passed away, didn't he?
Yeah, Egon.
Egon passed away. Yeah. But Ernie Hudson and Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray.
Yeah, they're gonna be. They even brought back the receptionist. She's in it.
That is true. I forgot. Oh man, that's what I'm looking forward to.
And Paul Rudd is in it as well.
Yeah.
Okay, what about the other guy that played on Little House of Horrors?
I think he's gonna. I think they said they brought him back. I'm not sure.
Moranis.
Rick Moranis.
If they bring him back out, that will be so dope because he hasn't been. I don't think he's really been doing anything.
He retired for a while, but he's coming back. Yeah. I'm not sure if he's gonna be in it or not because I know he unretired from acting, and I know they're working on a reboot of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's my childhood right there, boy. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was it, bro. That Home Alone and nostalgia.
This new Ghostbusters, though, I think it's gonna be because it's connected to the main what we know, not this like we don't have to relearn and go through all the other stuff again, like in the So I'm like, okay, I'm ready. That comes out Thanksgiving.
Cool.
Man, I'm looking forward. Yeah, we the movies is back, man. They doing, hey man, they trying to get everybody back in there safely. Please be safe while doing this. Let me see what else is going on. So Halloween Kills is out on streaming services and in the theaters. I'm gonna watch it. Been hearing mixed reviews, mixed thoughts on it, but I'm gonna still watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna watch it after this.
Nice. I am a Halloween fan. Like, I'm not as big as Candyman, but yeah, Halloween is up there.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
I'm not doing it.
I've never been big on Halloween.
Halloween is Mike Myers have been that guy.
Do these guys ever die? God, dog.
Now, I heard someone say it, and it's blasphemy, because I know, James, you probably seen it, but he said that he didn't like Rob Zombie's version of Halloween.
I heard that he didn't.
I heard it was a lot of people that didn't like it.
I actually liked it.
I liked it.
I didn't get a chance to see the one when they brought in the second installment, I think.
Yeah, that's when he didn't have no mask. He had nothing but long hair.
Yeah, the second one, but the first one, when he, me and my homeboy always laugh at that one. That Mike, I don't know if you remember this part from that Halloween, the first one that Rob Zombie did. When he got out the psych ward He got that little jumpsuit from that trucker.
Okay.
You would say, "I'm Joe Grizzly, bitch," and I'm gonna cut that mask right off your face.
Oh yeah, yeah. That black dude. Yeah.
I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so I laugh. I find parts where I can laugh at scary movies, so I don't get scared. But then there are some points where I'm just like, man, this is hilarious as hell, bro. So if you watch that scene and somebody comes up and you look down and you sitting on the toilet, you see somebody dirty ass feet, that tells you right there, the person outside been through some things. I'm not gonna open this stall. And he kept knocking on the door, and pretty much you try to fight this. Right when you open the door, you like, hey, this dude big as hell. Why?
I'm looking him up now. That black guy that plays him, because Rob Zombie has a way of working with actors that he had worked with before. Yeah. So that black guy that played Joe Grizzly, he also played in The Devil's Rejects.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm not gonna lie, The Devil's Rejects, Rob Zombie did a great job on it. The soundtrack is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so shout out to Rob Zombie. He got his way of making these movies.
Yeah, man.
I think he should have did Freddy. I think he should have did not Halloween, Jason. He should have did that, because that other Jason was trash.
Wait, which one? The one that came out was that 2008 when that came out? I can't remember.
No, hell no, it wasn't that.
Okay.
No. It's Halloween, Chris. Get in the spirit. We're talking about the scary movie.
I just talked about Ghostbusters.
That ain't no goddamn scary movie.
Who you gonna call?
That don't even scare my son, man. Man, come on now.
What's the name? Speaking of Halloween, we're gonna get into other stuff. I heard the Chucky series that's out on Sci-Fi is actually pretty good. I heard that's actually pretty good. So Chris
don't want to have no parts of nothing right now. I'm Joe Grizzly.
Chucky's already a sore spot. I told y'all about how my mom, when I was little, she'd have them life-size Raggedy Ann dolls. And you got a movie about a life-size doll running around here killing people. That traumatized me.
Hey man,
you hear look.
Just like, hold on, man. My grandma had one too. Like my grandma actually. We was on the north side. My grandma actually found a Chucky-like doll in the ground, dug it up, cleaned it up, and set it in the middle of this living room at the house we stayed at, Miss Miller house. And it was dark. And so, and after that she set that doll in there, I'm like, nah, we ain't walking through that no more, because it felt like my eyes just looking at you like Scooby-Doo, just looking at your ass while you walk by. Man, no.
Okay, let's be real with each other. All grandma houses are creepy.
Yes, they. Yeah.
They all, it's no life in there. It's like when you walk in, it's like all the curtains are closed, everything is dusty. They got these little statuettes, like just porcelain statuettes that's making these creepy ass smile, and it's just, and then they got that one room that nobody goes into, and it's either the door closed, and it's the darkest room in the whole house. And that'd be the room that you gotta sleep in if you ever spend the night. It's always hot as hell in the summer. And it's even hotter in the winter.
Plastic over their furniture.
Plastic over the furniture.
Like, damn, grandma.
And if grandma got a grandpa that stay there, it's a regular ass car in the garage.
Oh man. But they still can't cook though.
Yeah, they can. But all grandma houses are creepy. Like with It, keeping it up with the Halloween vibe, It 2. You remember It 2?
Yeah.
When she went in that old woman's house?
Ooh.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
That right there, boy. That nigga, I'm done, bro. I was like, me and my sister was gonna see that. And that thing came out with y'all know, if y'all seen it, y'all know what we're talking about. And I was like, nah, that's a wrap for me. I'm done.
Bro, the trailer alone should have won an award for It 2. The trailer alone should have won a fucking award.
I'm looking at Chris' face right now. Chris, like, man, I'm not. I'm checking out. Bro.
Just let these characters, when they get killed out, just let them die. Chucky, let them die. Clown, let them die and stay there. No, we don't need to reboot it. Let it be nostalgia. I remember that movie. Okay, cool.
Kill them.
Ghostbusters, or you can let that one live.
Yeah, I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Actually, I am. I am afraid of poltergeists. Poltergeist was one time. I had my supervisor laughing at me like, it's not poltergeist, James. Poltergeist. My mama never corrected me. She thought it was cute when I was a kid.
I think I met my scary movie quota for the year with The Conjuring.
That movie ain't that damn scary.
Well, see, I watched them all this year, so
I ain't messing with them.
I got caught up on the whole universe this year.
So, now I'm not gonna lie, Annabelle Creations was a whoo. That was something. That was because I forgot how scary that one was. The Nun was kind of creepy, but
yeah,
I ain't messing with them spirits, man.
Like I said, I got caught up on my quota this year with the scary movies, so I got caught up on the Conjuring universe. I think I'm good on scary movies for the rest of the year.
Oh man,
they had me in church like, give me some holy water, please.
Where the oil at?
Okay.
Put that oil on you. You ever go to church when the pastor pray for you? They take their hand, they just
okay. So, true story. I went to church one time, and pastor had prayed on me, right? And you know how they put the oil on the thing and they put the cross in you. I didn't know that he was using like olive oil or cooking oil, whatever he was using.
Oh yeah.
You know, we in Houston. He put the cross on my head, and I walk outside. This is a nice sunny day. Forehead got the burn.
Oh, I remember you said this story. I remember you said, "Oh Lord, it's over."
Like, that's the devil in you. See, I was like, oh no,
it's coming out of you.
Never knew.
Something cooking up in here. Yeah, you do. You cooking.
I was scared. Your forehead get the burning. I was like, what in the what?
That's funny.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Moving forward. Of course, we are recording this on Saturday morning, and you'll see this show on Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to y'all. Happy Tuesday. DC Fandome just is out right now. So of course, like I said, we don't know what's going on right now because we're recording it, but I'm pretty sure they're showing like a lot of stuff for DC, like the Batman trailer. I'm looking forward to that. So
yeah, I was up all night trying to find it.
Yeah, they're gonna showcase it Saturday.
I'm like, if it's 12 o'clock, it's 12 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Look at the computer like, what is it?
Right. Yeah, man. So DC Fandome is going on right now. I'm pretty sure they might show. I don't know what all they're gonna show. But you know, hey, we'll talk about it, you know, when it does come out. I'm looking forward to the trailers that they're going to be showcasing with Batman. I guess they might talk about more stuff like Blue Beetle. What else is going on with DC with Teen Titans, Doom Patrol, The Flash coming out? That's going to be sick, bro. So, yeah. DC, yeah, they solid. They solid. They just as solid as Marvel. Took them a while, but hey, man, it's all good.
The verdict is still out.
I'm waiting on Shazam.
Yeah.
Shazam?
Well, Shazam and Black Adam. I'm waiting on those.
Did y'all like Shazam?
I like Shazam.
I thought it was cool.
I like Shazam. I'm waiting on Black Adam because there are times when The Rock gets in his bag and it's a project that he really loves doing. I'm pretty sure he loves all the projects he does.
He gonna make it work.
Yeah, like I think that Black Adam is gonna be like, that's gonna be dope. I'm looking forward to that one. So yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So yes, sir. So, shout out to DC.
Yeah, shout out to, and who's the guy that plays Shazam?
Zachary Levi.
Yeah, shout out to him because he's playing a story. I didn't know how Kurt Warner he was a really underdog when he made it to the NFL, and he's playing him. He's in the biopic. Yeah, he's seen that trailer, and yeah, man, he got one hell of an underdog story. But you know, he made it to Miami, and when he was playing with the Cardinals, and his chapter was over with. So Yeah, Super Bowl. The Super Bowl, Larry Fitzgerald just couldn't get the job done, man. You know, Santonio Holmes, we had to end that chapter. But he had a good story, though. He did win it with the Rams, but he didn't win it with that second one. He didn't win it that second one. Boy put a hurting on him. After that, he had to retire. I had to put that in there. But shout out to Kurt Warner and you know, Zachary. Good job.
Anyway,
we're gonna make Chris log off today, bro.
That was the end of his chapter. He made it to Miami in 09. It was like, that's it.
Anyway. About to make Chris log off for the day, man.
I thought that was so cute that they had, this is Kurt Warner's story. Yeah, y'all gonna talk about that first Super Bowl, but you ain't gonna talk about that second.
Let's see, who got up next? Saturday Night Live. Hey, there we go.
There we go.
Saturday Night Live. You know, Kim Kardashian was on Saturday Night Live last week. And her opening monologue, you know, had some people upset with her. She poked fun of herself. Of course, you know, she had one of the jokes she said was she's so much more than a pretty face and good hair and great makeup and amazing boobs and a perfect butt. She's like, basically, I'm just so much more than a reference photo for my sister's plastic surgery. Right. So that was one joke. But then she hit us with the Kanye West joke too. I married the best rapper of all time. Not only that he's the richest black man in America, a talented, legit genius who gave me 4 incredible kids. So when I divorced him, you have to know that it came down to just one thing, his personality. But the one that got everybody up in arms is the one about Mr. OJ. She said, my father was and still is such an influence and inspiration to me, and I credit him with really opening my eyes to racial injustice. It's because of him that I met my first black person. You want to take a stab in the dark at who it was? Yeah, Nicole Brown sister had actually criticized it publicly, saying it was inappropriate. But it was funny though. She wasn't mad on Saturday Night Live. I wasn't mad at it.
Wrote those jokes. Who wrote that for her? Dave Chappelle. Who wrote those?
Probably Michael Che or Keenan, I feel like.
Somebody from SNL had to write those for her. And she probably used, yeah. See, it's a certain
line of, but no, you can't be like that. Can't be like that. Because Dave Chappelle can't be like that. Can't be like that. Can't do it. It's a joke. It's dark comedy.
Yeah, it is.
Laugh all day when we celebrate when Dave Chappelle come out with a special. With his dark comedy, it's dark comedy. So
yeah, it is dark comedy. I think what it is the person from who the person is or where the words are coming from. And if you got to tiptoe this stuff in, you know, we know who Dave Chappelle is.
Right.
And I give it freedom of speech and everything, but it's just you can't like, okay, let's I'm trying to find the right analogy.
So basically what you're saying is that it'd have been a whole lot funnier if it wasn't opposite Kardashian. Like if it was someone else outside of the family. Or it wasn't even Kardashian attached to their name.
They probably still got canceled.
No, the joke wouldn't hit that hard.
It wouldn't hit that hard. Yeah,
it had to come from them. It had to come from her.
She went hard in her film. She even talked about Caitlyn Jenner, and she was like, you know, I want to take this opportunity to announce that I'm running for it. And she's like, no, I'm kidding. We can't have 3 unsuccessful politicians in the family. Like he was on it. Like it was a great opening monologue. Like
good.
That's pretty much. I know she didn't write that. But
no, not at all.
Of course not.
Because that's some jabs to yourself, like ooh, ah. Shout out to Blake Griffin, because Blake Griffin, when he was roasting Caitlyn Jenner, oh man, he killed it. He say, that man say, I like to thank you for giving them daddy issues, because half of the something couldn't date them. I was like, what the fuck?
He was actually on the show. He did a skit with her too.
Oh, he did. Blake Griffin.
They had like a bachelorette type of skit.
Yeah.
Like Chris Rock was in it, John Cena, Blake Griffin, what's the guy, Jesse Williams?
Yeah.
It was funny. It was funny.
I'm gonna have to watch it. Because I was afraid. I'm like, I wonder how she's gonna do. She did good. She did good.
Yeah, she did good. She did good. I enjoyed that.
Proud of you. Proud of you, Kim. That's what's up. That's good, girl.
Yeah. But shout out to the Kardashians, period, especially Kim. Because behind closed doors, man, they some strong women, bro. Because they go through. If they put an emoji on Twitter, it's just gonna blow up the floor. What does this mean? What does this mean?
Yeah, hey man, they out there getting money. They doing it the way they do things. Damn, that shit was dark.
That shit was dark.
Dark. All right, y'all. Y'all stay locked in. We got a special guest coming through. We got Akki coming through to talk about all things, everything, movies, entertainment, all that and more. Just Acting Up Show. Spotlight interview up next. All right, y'all. Let's clap it in for this young man right here, man. We got Akki Harvey up in this thing, man. Appreciate you for stopping by, brother. Appreciate you. I know it's early in the morning. Appreciate it, homie.
We're gonna rock it out. Akki Harvey, well, Aklilu Harvey, that's my real name. Yeah, my dad is from Eritrea, so I'm named after him. It means Prince. My son is named after me, so we just got the generational thing going. Yeah, I produce films. I met y'all at I met all three of y'all actually at the Houston Film Meetup, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's where I met all three of y'all at.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that's what, pre-COVID?
Pre-COVID?
Yeah,
Pre-COVID.
Way pre-COVID.
Way.
Yeah, way.
It was pre-COVID. Yeah, we was out. We was having good times.
Yeah, no mask.
Yeah, I do that. I produce films. I have a podcast called Akki and Friends because none of my friends are consistent. So I have that. It's not as friendly as y'all's. Mine, we touch on the hard topics on mine. We get a little controversial. Yeah, I haven't. So I haven't done an episode since like the beginning of the year, but like that's only because I was y'all. I'm setting up a whole studio so we can just record it in there because it was just audio only, but I wanted to do visuals. I got some feedback. I was like, all right, cool. Let me set it up, and then it's called because none of my friends are consistent because I didn't have any consistent people on there. But now I'm kind of like I'm getting two people to try to make them consistent, and then we'll throw guests on there as we go. But I got that. I got a movie that's in development. Yeah, we trying to secure the budget now and going back and forth. The director has a movie that just got on Peacock called his name is Padre. The movie is on Peacock. It's called, forgive me. He got a movie on Netflix called Dark Light, and the one on Peacock is called Open 24 Hours. I saw it when it wasn't on Peacock. I saw it elsewhere, but it's on Peacock now. So you pull up on Peacock and type in Open 24 Hours is on there. Those two movies. If you watch those two, the one that I'm producing now is kind of a happy middle ground between those two movies. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I can't get too much into details right now, only because we still, iron out everything. But it should be out next year. We're supposed to shoot next year. The union strike. Hopefully, all my people, my actual people. So hopefully they don't. They cross the picket line and come help me out.
I remember when I asked you a question and it stuck with me about Houston having not Hollywood, but studios set up like Atlanta and Louisiana. And I remember you said that, oh man, that's not going to happen. That'll be hard because of the simple fact of the layout of how Houston is, Harris County is so huge. Can you explain that again for the viewing audience?
So the the movie studio in Houston thing is funny because last week I had this kind of conversation about this film in Texas with some guys who I'm trying to get to invest in this film. But they kind of want to like they're from Seattle. Well, one I think is originally from Texas, but they're LA Seattle guys, like they're West Coast guys trying to set up a tent pole in Texas. And I'm just like, they were going to meet with the governor and everything. And I told them, look, there's certain cities that if you know the right people, like the mayors and stuff like that, like Houston, right? Like I can pull tax incentives out of the mayor's office and stuff like that. Like I can pull little different things out of Houston to try to make it like worth it, but there's no infrastructure for me to actually do it, right? So like I don't know if it's public knowledge or it's just insider knowledge that I have, but like HBO and Netflix are trying to come out here and shoot a couple of things, right? And so, they've been talking about our film incentives and trying to figure out how they could what's it called? Basically profit off of it,
Mm-hmm.
But the fight is because the movie we're doing, like originally, it takes place in the desert. So originally, we're kind of looking at the more further west end of Texas, where it's like the desert, dry land, mountains and stuff like that. But the budget, we have to like push the budget way up to a whole range just to get tax incentives here versus New Mexico, Oklahoma, tax incentives, perfect, right? Infrastructure wise, Houston, there's no funny, like I've actually found a couple places that I was like, I could put like a smaller production studio out here. Like there's some areas, it's a matter of actually buying the land and then it's just a matter of trying to redevelop that part, right? But like there's no prop houses, there's no true gear. Like we have one gear rental, but even them, like it's not a real, like if you go to LA or Atlanta or just somewhere or even Florida, like if you go out there and go see their like rental houses, they got like stuff, like you got everything.
Yeah.
I mean, like lights as big as lights bigger than all of y'all,
Right.
lights that it takes two, like they got everything, they have an infrastructure, therefore you have a workforce, therefore you have bigger studios to come pump money in, which inevitably helps the indie guys, right? Like the indie guys unfortunately can't move the world, right?
Right.
Unless they got money pumped into them. If you got money pumped in you, you can almost move whatever you want, but even then that money is going to stop, because if the money is not getting a return, why am I pumping money?
Gotcha.
The guys who pumping money, they want a return on investment, and typically, like if it's a long-term investor, they want to see some type of profit break even in that first 5 years, they really break even in their first 5 years, profit in the long run of a 10-year span, that's just long-term investment strategy for anything you do,
Right.
Especially if you're on a building standpoint. Which film is, if like even so, like the meeting I had, even like the conversation we were having, some of my numbers kind of like looks funny to them, and I was like, because the return numbers look kind of funny. I'm like, this is like based on Box Office Mojo, other films in the same category budget, what they've done, and just everything. I'm like, and my funny thing is like, y'all can make the greatest film in the world, right? You can shoot it on an airy, lighting can be beautiful, sound can be great. You can, if you get in a film festival, perfect, right? If it wins the festival, even better, because now it's basically free publicity, right? But if you do all that and you don't take it to the festival, or you don't have the right names attached to it or anything like that, inevitably, like nobody's really gonna see it,
Right.
It's the marketing, right? So like you can't, Disney, for example, they got $100 million budgets and all this stuff, right? Their marketing budget is essentially another film budget. So their marketing budget mirrors whatever their film budget is most of the time. So if it's the movie Cats actually is a perfect example. So the one that flopped with I think it was Universal that did it.
Yeah.
But Cats, cool.
Right.
Cats' budget was $100 million. They pumped another $100 million into marketing. They didn't come close to making 200. Right. Disney will pump, Disney pumps 100, 300 into Avengers. They make $2 billion. they good. They made their money plus some, you know, we're good.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of like understanding that lane, right? Understanding, and then also like I just talking to a bunch of other people, I'm starting to realize like I've come from a high budget world, and indie low budget world doesn't understand high budget, right?
Right.
And I was like, no. I'm like, the money is there. You just have to understand how the rotation of film goes. So like, the more marketing you pump into it, the more money you're gonna get out of it. You know,
Right.
I like, i.e. like you always want to, especially on the indie level, you want to keep your budget like I don't know how, but 500 to $1 million, right? Now even now, like our budget on this film is like 500, and like that's been my hard line, just because I'm like, you know, I'm like, I know 500 we're good, we can make that back, we can keep going, and it'll be good enough of a flip of a profit. It's not too many cast people, you know, casting it. The names we're grabbing are like, 2 of them are going to be like some star-studded names, but after that, they're going to be just kind of like genre roles, genre-specific names that you know you've seen in other movies like that. So you know the face, but you're not necessarily like, you're like, I know that guy. He was in this other movie also, you know?
Right.
You're familiar with these people, and you
right.
Yes, I get what you're saying.
Let me ask, let's backtrack a second. How did you get into all this? What inspired you to get into this whole film TV industry?
You know, that's a life question, honestly. It is. No, because like, so like you gotta like, we're gonna go a little bit further back. I'm gonna take you a little bit back. I'm gonna take you on the journey real quick. So,
Gotcha.
I grew up in Prairie View and Houston, right? Like we lived in Houston. Mom, dad got split. Dad lived over in Sharpstown. Mom moved back with parents in Prairie View, right? So we lived in Prairie View. I was the like family. My whole family legacy lineage is PV, from great grandparents on down. It's all PV, you know. So all I've ever known was Prairie View. All I ever knew was purple and gold. That's all I ever knew, you know. That whole, so I like when I went to PV, I was 4th generation, right? There is nobody in my family that's like a filmmaker. There's nobody in my family that does arts, photography, anything like that. Like the closest we get to arts is my grandpa, which is architecture, right? So on the artsy end with him. But I've always had this knack for storytelling, like just in general, right? So like the impromptu competitions with UIL, I do that, right? It was fun to me because they'll give you the little topic and you just make up a story about the topic, you know? Easy. That, like, for me, that was easy. The little writing essays we had to do for the state standardized test, perfect, easy, blew those out the water, understood storytelling. And then my grandma used to look at me weird for it, but I have sticks in the backyard and just, I'd be going through my own shows and, you know, own movies and stuff in my head in the backyard.
Yeah.
Right. I had no idea, honestly, that film was like the whole movie TV world is Hollywood, big mystery. It's not as big as a mystery anymore because, you know, you got YouTube and all these other stuff. Like, you get more behind the curtain access now. Back then, you know, growing up, we didn't have as much behind the curtain access, you know?
Right.
So, for me, I didn't understand the full concept of that's the thing you can do. When I got in high school, I worked at the Y, and it was I have a friend, and his name was Randy. He worked at the Y with me, right? He was at U of H. He was getting his degree in communications, and he would make music videos, right? And so I was like, hey, let me come make a music video with you. I was like, I've always wanted to do that stuff, you know? So I started making music videos with him, you know? You know, that's why he's like, I kind of, like the first video I worked on with him, unknowingly, like now to this day, I understand the role I played, but unknowingly, I produced and AD'd that video and semi-directed. So, like, and that's just like unknowingly, like not knowing the job position, just understanding how to, like, just my organizational brain, understanding that organizational, like, structural flow of, like, hey, we got to go here, here, here. We got to set up things here, here. We got to move people here, you know? With him also, like,
that's how I became a man of many hats right there.
Well, when I dive into something or like research something, like I dive in and research it, right? So like right now, if y'all ask me about a yacht, I can almost tell you anything about a yacht, right? If you ask me about some jet skis, I can almost tell you anything about jet skis. Motorcycle, same thing. Only because these are stuff that I've been looking at buying. I'm like, yo, I was like, I'm actually like curious. Like I took my homeboy with me. He was like, "Why are we going to a boat store?" I'm like, "Bro, just shut up. Come on." You know, we went in there, you know, and like we was talking to the boat guy. He was like, "Yeah." He was like, my homeboy was like, "How much is like the monthly note on these?" He's like, "You know, like $500 to $600." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, because you can do them like, you can do them like mortgages basically, and wrap it into like 15, 30 year, you know, lease on a yacht or something like that. You know,
You're a man to do your research.
Right.
Yeah.
So I do that, you know. That's what research is already there, you know. And I don't know if that's just because like my family's all doctors, engineers, lawyers, teachers, you know. So like that's just like I said, fourth generation PV. At PV you got engineering, teaching, and you know, nursing and medical. Like that's all like their top degree programs there.
Right.
So automatically that's just I want to say genetically in me, but you know, it's genetically in me. Plus, you know, my grandpa, you know, well, my mama was a science teacher, grandpa, you know, architect. So like, they kind of teach me the flow, right? Business wise, my dad is a failed entrepreneur. So, sorry, Dad. But like, my dad taught me like the bad businesses of, you know, the bad dealings of business, right? And like even at a young age, like I always try to like I used to tell him, I'm like, "Hey Daddy," like he had a restaurant. It was an Ethiopian restaurant and everything. I kept telling him, I'm like, "Yo," I'm like the first area we were in, it was like China, it's basically Chinatown now, right? Like full Chinatown. It was off Bel Air. It was near Sharpstown. It was like Bel Air and Gessner, that little area, right?
That's what they say, yeah.
And I was like, "Yo," I'm like, "Hey, there's too many Chinese people around here, man." He's like, "Man, we doing good, you know." And then they, you know, because, you know, as a business owner, you're leasing buildings when you're a restaurant and stuff like that. You don't really own the property. So, you know, they didn't renew his lease. They kicked him out, you know?
Oh, man.
And so he moved over to another neighborhood off like Renwick and Bel Air, which is now like full Little Mexico, you know, down that way. And before it got to that, you know, I kept telling him, I'm like, "Hey, you need to find a different location because this is going to turn into like I can see it popping up." And like this is me at a young age. Like this is like before, you know, like middle school me. Like I'm just like, "Yo, you know."
Catching on. Just catching on.
Right. But at the same time, like seeing him just run everything and do the business and like being there late at, because he was like, he'd be open to like 4 or 5 in the morning, you know? So just, you know, Africans, they'll party to 8. Like I've literally been out, like when we went to Atlanta for the soccer tournament and we didn't get home till like 10 a.m. and I was just like, "Yep." But nah, seeing like understand like, well, and then like the East African community has big respect for my dad in Houston, you know?
Yeah.
Like one guy, I was at a place getting my inspection sticker, and me and him was talking, and he knew my dad. He was like, "Man, your dad is like a mob boss." I was like, "What?" I was like, "All right." My dad had a knack for like pulling, like, you know, just like it's hard to see when you're young, but when you get older, like you start to understand some of the stuff you saw. And so I was like, man, he was pulling stuff off. He was also doing some little shady stuff. So that's why I said I learned how not to do bad business from him.
Yeah.
There's only 2 ways you can learn how to do good business. You either learn from somebody who's a good businessman, or you learn from somebody who's a bad businessman, right?
Right.
You pick and choose which one to do the right.
Right. And you know, I basically had 2 people in my life like that. Like somebody who, like, he's not really my uncle. I call him my uncle, but like I learned like great business from him. You know, he's family a gazillionaire, you know? And then my dad, I learned how to, you know, like my dad actually, like when I graduated from college, he took me to go incorporate my business, you know? Like, so he taught me how to do LLCs and everything, go to the tax office, get the tax ID, get your EIN, do all the proper business paperwork, you know? So that's like, he's taught me stuff along the way. But I know what his pitfalls are, and I saw the failures, so I know how to be a success, you know? But on the film piece, once I started doing music videos in high school, it took off because I just was like, "Hey, yeah, I can do music videos at this point," right? And so that's all I've ever said to people, and I've just been working ever since. So if a PA gig came up, I was hitting that. If a camera, I learned how to, like, I was really like in college, like before I went to Full Sail, when I was at PV, I was really DPing my friends like music videos and stuff. You know, I was DPing / producing their music videos, and so lighting, camera angles, all that stuff, like my brain just naturally got it. I learned how to do photography. Photography, like at the beginning, photography is a lot easier now. For like anybody who wants to pick up a camera and just shoot now.
Yeah.
But like back then, you know, you got to manually focus on like dealing with, and I still use my 70 to this day, you know, even though I bought it back in like whenever it first came out, like 2013, 12, something like that.
I think that's when it came. Yeah.
No, I still use it because like I love mirrorless cameras, but I hate them at the same time because they give like a fake image. If that makes sense, right? So like their image is more crisp, sharp, and they're like they give more of a fake image, and the people who over Photoshop those images, like just give you this plasticky that it's real easy to like mess up that image. Beautiful, beautiful images. Just DSLRs give you a more closer to film-esque look, you know? And then, you know, like film cameras, I mean, like, yeah, I like, you know, like if I ever have my hand on a film camera, I'll shoot it. But yeah, like, no, like, that's just film is the look of film is like magical, you know?
Right.
Yeah. I know a lot of people say like you can't tell if something's shot on film or digital nowadays. And I always tell people, I was like, to an untrained eye, maybe not. To somebody like me, yes, you can, because you see where where the differences are, you know? Right. So like I had this, like at PV, I hit a ceiling, right? Mm-hmm. Like at PV, I was in cab, so I helped do all the like events and logistics for concerts and all this other stuff, right? Like we did that, plus videos and stuff like that. You know, I like marketing was really my thing at PV, and then networking has always been my thing, right? From high school on up. Like if you talk to anybody, Akki always has some type of guy. Right. If they ask, I'm like, I got a guy for that. You know, I was always the guy who had a guy for that. Something I learned from my dad though.
You know, you should have your own movie yourself. Like when they do like your biography or whatever, like Akki is that guy that knows a guy that knows a guy.
That knows a guy.
No. You went too many guys. I'm the guy that knows the guy.
I'm being silly.
No. We one guy in between. I'm the guy that gets you to the guy. Yeah,
that gets you to the guy.
Like, I'm the guy.
No, I'm the guy.
Yeah, gotcha.
I, like problem solving has always been like, I don't know, like it's puzzles always been my thing. You know, problem solving. There we go.
Right.
And you know, like that my drive to be great at what I do drove me past where many people don't go, right? So like I took my homeboy to Full Sail with me like after I graduated to go shoot some stuff out there. And he was like meeting all the people I knew and stuff and talking to all the people I knew. And me and him was like riding back. He was like, hey yo, he was like, why everybody don't know as much as you do? I was like, what you mean? I'm like, all these so great people, what you talking about? He's like, yeah, nah, bro. He's like some of them, like if they work in camera, they know camera. You know, I was like, yeah. He's like, they AD, they know the AD. You know, they produce, they direct it. You know, all this stuff. He's like, you know everything, and you're good at everything.
Literally.
I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, because people didn't want to stay up 72 hours straight and do anything. So I was like, I can't help like the path that I want. I was like, at the same time, I was like, to be great. I think to be a great like producer in general, I knew I always wanted to direct, right? Mm-hmm. And so me studying directing, I understood that passion. Cinematography came easy to me because just creatively, I understood light and the way you shape light and everything. And then I feel like everybody knows what a good and bad camera angle is, but instinctually you can feel it, right?
Right.
Not everybody, because some people don't take good pictures angles. I don't.
It's the mental. You gotta like that. You gotta tap into it. Like it's a mental tap in. Like you can look and see. I promise you can look and see. But mentally, if you can't get it out of here and push it through the lens, that's where it messes up.
Oh.
Right. And it's being able to control that mental here and pushing out the lens. Same with lighting. Like, yeah, bro. Like anybody can actually light good if they actually try, right? But just understanding how the shadow, the light, and like where the light fall off is, understanding foot candles and all that, like how strong the light beam is and all this, like just understanding that whole complex of lighting.
Does This also goes into with colors as well too, because I brought that to somebody's attention as well too. Like green means money and yellow means this and all that. Like I thought that was really cool how films and TVs they use different color lightings on some things to tell the emotion of the character as well too. I always thought that was dope as well too.
I just thought of though, like in pre-pro, right? So like that's where the biggest thing between like a good filmmaker and a bad filmmaker is it's not even like indie and studio, right? It's a good filmmaker and a bad filmmaker. The bad filmmaker has a story and he has some lines on the page and he got a camera and like a couple of lights and like, yeah, we just gonna go out and shoot this, and they just like run a gun and shoot whatever. A good filmmaker is actually gonna sit there and take his time, like, hey yo, like this is like a heartfelt scene, like I might want him in like deep blue so you can understand the depression that he's in,
Right.
or like like the girl, she needs to pop out, so she needs some type of bright colored dress, but it can't just be a pink dress, it can't just be a red dress, it can't just be an orange, like some bright color. The color needs there's a reason. It needs to mean something. Like what does this color mean? Why did she even, like her character wise, psychologically, if we break down characters, and this is being a good director, production designer, and DP, like character development wise, hey, why is your character wearing the color dress that they are? What statement are they trying to pull by wearing that dress?
Right. There's a lot that goes into.
No, it is. And it's mentally you have to think about it. Two good movies, like just color theory wise to watch, right? La La Land and then Cruella de Vil, right?
Yeah.
And I say Cruella de Vil, the new one, and I say that because they use like if you don't, it's hard not to follow, but if you follow it along, right? They use color, just even the changing of the color of her hair to like show who she is at what time,
Right.
The way the dresses are, right? Like the whole statement piece, right? She's going, it was supposed to be an all white ball, right? She went there, burned it up, popped out in red. Like, yeah, no, I want to be the spotlight of this whole thing. Plus, if you kind of look at it, now granted, this is just me, like, this is my theory, not me actually knowing if this was their theory or not. White is more of a purity, red is like more of a, like
devilish.
Well, not even devilish, like just like, like there's different ways to interpret it. But like when she burns that white dress and pops out into this red dress, she's like basically becoming a new woman. She's not who she was when we first started this film. She is somebody completely different from this moment on throughout the rest of the film,
Gotcha.
So it's just kind of that. So, but it's all planning, right? So like the best movies are planned with, right? You can't do an Avengers. You can't make an Avengers and like we only got a script,
Right.
We actually, everything has to be thought of, I mean, you can't have like the Marvel universe, as much as people like harp on it or whatever. Like when you really think about it, that is a hard like task to accomplish.
Yes, it is.
Because
10 years.
Right. Not only is it a 10-year stretch, but you're tying in so many movies to get to this one ending.
Right. We were just talking about that earlier. Yeah,
we just talked about that. Yeah, and then they still had loose ends with the new phase that they cleared up, and now they on to the next.
Right. Yeah. Right. So they really they leave those loose ends in order to keep tying on to the next and continue it. So like it makes sense,
So give me a list of your favorite directors or producers who you just like really inspire you, or actors or actors who really inspires you. I know it's hard. It's a lot.
Well, no, like inspiration wise, like so like for me, like Scorsese and Tarantino are probably like the two people who directorial wise, I love them most, right? Like if I had an ideal perfect director, those two, right?
Yeah.
Just all around producer and director would be Spielberg. And actually Spielberg only because of the way he got into film and where he ended up, and then John Singleton would be another one, right? And like John, I think those four are like kind of like those four ideal filmmakers, right?
Yeah.
Like, cause John, John did Boys in the Hood when he was 23,
Yeah.
and then before he passed, I had I had lunch with him, or whatever. So like,
Oh
me and
wow.
him, yeah, like 5 months before he passed away. Me and him, I was AD in the film, second AD in the film. At the end, once we wrapped, I was trying to pitch to the EPs another film to get them to fund it or whatever.
Yeah.
And that same day, I was trying to pitch them. The director, his name was Malcolm Mays. He was on Raising Cane's.
Yeah.
Yeah, and from Snowfall. Cool. So me and Malcolm had became like this throughout the shoot, right? And so that day, like Malcolm pulled up and he was like, "What you doing here?" I was like, "Nah, what you doing here?" He's like,
Yeah.
he looked at me. He's like, whatever. He's like, "Yeah, you riding with us?" I was like, "Where are we going?" He's like, "Man," he's like, "Let's ride." And so I knew he had. Well, so earlier in the shoot, like John had called him while we was on set, and he has John in his phone shaded the shaft. And so when we was in the car and he called him, he's like, "Yeah," it's funny, like, "Yeah, we on the way." I leaned over, I'm like, "Hey, we're gonna go meet John." He's like, "Yeah, bro, just be cool." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird.
Don't make it weird.
Don't make it weird.
I'm chilling though. Like, I'm like, all right, cool. Like we pulled up and like we sat there and just like chopped it up for like 3 hours. And I was just like, yo, like he told me about how I never knew he actually I never put two and two together. I didn't realize he actually like owned Hustle and Flow, right? Like I didn't realize like that was one of his babies,
Yeah.
And I say this because like he put the money to make the movie up, He produced it. He got that, he got everything for that movie. He's like, yeah. He's like, no studio wanted to give me money to make it. I made it myself, and then all of them had to kiss my ass. I was like, hey, you cold. I was like, you super cold for that. So yeah, like John fed me the game on how to beat the game. So he fed me how to be in the studio world and beat the studios, and you grow, right?
Right.
Because I think as a kid, I've always as a kid, I've always fantasized owning my own studio.
Yeah.
And, producing these movies and TV shows and just like pumping out all this great content,
Right.
And I think sometime as I was a kid, Tyler Perry had ended up getting the studio, being the first black man to do that. So the first black man piece in my head, I was just like, man. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna build a bigger studio than him. And so,
Hey, at the bar, you just gotta say it higher.
I mean, pretty much like, it's at that point like, oh, okay, I see what you did. My shit gonna be bigger than yours.
Yeah. I was just like, all right, cool. I was like, this is what we gonna do,
Like
so,
that next door. Oh, go ahead. No, I'm about to say, it's like that next door neighbor who roll up in a Rolls Royce or whatever. Oh, I see what you got. Let me go get my other Ferrari and everything else. Like, let me show you what I can do. So yeah.
Yeah, no, like 100%. So like that whole idea and like just fantasy, like that's like the ultimate end goal for me has always been like, yo, we studio a lot, we pumping out not just your movies, like everybody movies. Like I was like, I'm gonna be like the biggest indie studio. At that point, I don't know if I can be really considered indie, but hey, it'd be indie still.
Yeah.
So because like you can make a good movie on 2-3 million, maybe. I don't know. We'll see after this union strike if you can make a movie at all without having a Disney budget. But well, because like I agree wholeheartedly with the unions. Hell yeah, they need to tax Netflix. But some of that trickles down back on the little people, and I'm just like, I was like, all right, look, I was like, now y'all know we ain't got money like Netflix. Like, I mean, like, no, it was a movie I was producing in Atlanta, like before like COVID ended up messing it up. It just never got to be. But like, we were getting rates, and one dude was like, yeah, well, this is why I charge Marvel. I was like, my God. I was like, stop playing with us. I was like, you can charge Marvel all you want. I was like, you should probably charge them more. I was like, but I'm not Marvel. I ain't Disney. I don't have a machine and a theme park behind me. I was like, we got Bob next door. He got a couple million that he was like, hey, go ahead and let me borrow.
Do your thing.
Yeah. I was like, that's what I got. I'm like, I'm not trying to cut you low, but I don't ever try to, whatever the union sets or whatever, like low budget rates, That's what I try to pay. I usually try to pay that or a little bit higher if I can, you know. And you know, and it's not even like I don't even be trying to give myself a fat payday. I just be trying to make sure everybody else is good, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and then like, just because recently I've had this comment, but like, you know, people see like the production fee that we charge on certain movies and stuff, and I'm like, yo, hold on, before you start complaining, it covers BTS, legal, and accounting, and like for this movie in particular, we don't have no production office. So I'm like, me and the other producers are like my team, we're the production office, you know? Yeah. I'm just like, so don't look at that number and be like, oh, why is this number so high? Look at that number and be like, oh, you saved me $200,000. Because that's really what it is. Yeah. You know, because the lawyer's gonna go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, do you think that is more opportunities become available with all the streaming services and stuff now that's giving more creators and indie producers or writers a chance to kind of get more content out?
It's so like, because that question is two-sided, because it's like, yeah, there is more opportunities, but at the same time, it's less opportunities. Just because I've seen the other side of the contracts, I've been there. I know what the other side looks like. I know what one avenue thinks.
Yeah.
But then I know what the streamers are doing, right?
Okay.
So like, and that's actually like that's a big fight of the whole like this union fight right now. That's a big part of that fight, and it's really the streamers. Yeah, it's the little guy is getting a lot. Like there's a lot more ways for somebody to get more content, right? But because there is a lot more ways to get more content out there, you have more not so good content out there. That drowns out other content that, you know, essentially cheapens the little guy's content, right? So like, I'm gonna be honest, like they don't care how much you pay for a movie. They're gonna offer you what they think off of their weird calculation algorithm, they're gonna offer that to you, you know? And what they say is kind of what they is, and unless you have multiple people bidding for that, you're in a take what you can get kind of situation, you know?
You know what? You got me thinking about, like, what you just saying that. So Amazon, they got this film, I don't know if you've ever heard of it before. They got a film out there called Velocipaster. And I'm serious, I'm not lying. It's called Velocipaster on Amazon. It has about 4.5 stars. And oh my, I didn't watch it, but my homeboy watched it. And you saying that these bigger companies making these little guys, and I'm like looking at them like, dude, y'all said okay to this? Who gave this person funding for it?
It's Amazon like
I do not believe you, James.
Oh, okay. You do not believe me? Okay.
I do not believe
you.
No,
wait.
Googling this shit now.
Is it an Amazon original though?
Let me see.
Because Amazon is think of Amazon as YouTube a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. I figured that. I noticed that.
Amazon will allow you to put anything on there, and Amazon will allow you to do it on Prime, you know, or just straight feed, you know. So there's a lot of bad content per se on Amazon, or not so good content on Amazon.
And I'm sorry, I'm laughing at it. I looked it up. I'm gonna show you. So the director was, I don't know who this guy is, Brandon Steer. Budget of $35,000, $35K. 5.1 out of 10 on IMDb. It's a real thing. Velocipaster. I don't know if y'all can see it through my phone because of the light. But
no, I believe you.
Yeah, and I was like,
that's what he said. No, I believe you.
So I like, if you're gonna do stuff indie, right?
Yeah.
There's like, for me, I'm in a different position than other people just because of like a lot of my film network is at this point like people who I went to school with, right? So like a lot of people who I went to Full Sail with, or that's my film network. We've all have at this point in the span of 5 years, we all have went from here to here in certain areas, right? Like, so I have one friend, he's an AD on a lot of TV shows now, right? And the boy is like maybe 25, 26, you know? I got another friend, he's been working for Marvel ever since we graduated, you know. So that's where we at. You know, I got several friends who's like, you know, they've been moving up. For me is because I've always been good at either being the guy or being the guy that can get to the guy.
Yeah.
I've saved and helped a lot of people in a lot of different areas to do things over time, right? So therefore, I've created and maintained relationships and friendships that are even deeper than your typical relationships or friendships, right? So, like with him, like one of my like the friend who actually like the reason I'm producing the movie I'm producing now,
mm-hmm.
he's been a sales agent for the longest, like maybe 3 years after he graduated, he started like working in the sales office and being a sales agent. Because at first he was like he was working in production, trying to, you know, doing this and that and everywhere, and then he like found a niche in film sales and just been doing it, right? Now he co-owns his own company. And so, you know, like I've always, all the movies I've been trying to get made, I've always run them through him and just tried to like work and navigate. And he's taught me a lot about, you know, distribution and how the deals are worked and the numbers and stuff. And then, you know, like recently I like kind of like pandemic wise and everything, I was like, hey, look, I was like, this is the direction I'm going. This is where I'm heading. I was like, support me, hop on the train with me, or, you know, like help me out, you know, like ride with me. Let's ride together, you know? And so he's like, hey, do these type of films for these type of budgets with this type of amount. He's like, we get them sold. That way you have money, and that way you can, you know, continue to grow money so you can do bigger and bigger projects. I was like, all right, cool. Funny enough, like the project that I bought some scripts and I've been like rewriting them and changing them up and everything. Mm-hmm. In the middle of me doing that and setting up this pitch deck and, you know, getting the money or whatever, he's like, hey, can you get fun a film? I was like, he's like, I think it'd be good just for your resume, producing resume, and it's like it's a notable like horror director, you know? And I was like, all right, cool. Sure, you know, like let's sit down and talk. So, you know, I sat down and talked with them, met with them, and like me gapping kind of turned into me almost fully financing this film at this point. And then it also leads me to be like the producer of the film, the studio for the film, you know? And so like, you know, now it's like that whole like just process arc of just like going down that direction, like that in itself is I hate to say it like networking, but it's a friendship thing, right? You know, because like I don't just call him when I need something, you know, like I've always, hey bro, what's up? How you doing? How's your family? Like y'all good? You good over there? Like, hey yo, what you doing? You know, like hey, you got some time to talk? Let's talk. You know, and like yeah, we'll talk shop sometimes, but you know, we also just like I message him. You know, hey, what you got going, bro, for the weekend? Oh, you in Mexico? Oh, all right, cool. That's what's up. You know, like we have just conversations over time. You know, all my like everybody I'm like that with. Now, granted, film industry, there's two things you got to realize. Everybody's busy, right?
Yeah.
So, right. So like, if somebody actually takes time out to talk to you and it's not on like a film piece, that's like, you know, that's actually genuinely like, I care like about you, Tom, you know, like we're friends, you know?
Right. Cool.
And then even if they do take time out to talk, because like there's some producers who like when I talk to them, we talk shop a lot. Like we like, yeah, how the fam and everything, but we also talk shop, right? And it's like, we don't just talk shop. We be on the phone for like 4 or 5 hours explaining the shop. So yeah, it's like, it's those relationships, you know, the more you build, the more you can move further, grow, you know, like this is also why I'm able to, oh, you need this? Hold on, let me make a call real quick. You know, hey, yo, I got something that benefits you. It ain't gonna benefit me at all, but it benefits you for sure.
That's how you became the guy that knows the guy.
Yeah, so like, I mean, like, I've always wanted to help people, right? So like even what's it called, Michael? Like, you know, the script that he I can't remember. I know you sent the script. I can't remember if it was you or Chris that asked me to like read the script. And I'm like, yeah, shoot it over. I'm good. Like, you know, let me see it. Let's talk about it. You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how does your how do pitch meetings go? How do you pitch something to, you know, these bigger companies, or how do you go about doing that? Your pitch, what's your pitch process? you can't talk about it, hey, it's all good, man. I understand.
Nah, I mean, like we'll talk about the basis of it. So like
Yeah,
half it, because you
yeah.
gotta realize I get in some of these meetings because of relationships I have. So because of relationships I've garnered. So like, you know, like I'm somebody who goes to the cigar bar and chop it up with the whole lounge, you know?
Yeah.
Somebody in there gotta have,
Relationship.
you know.
That's a good
Right.
trait to have, actually.
Yeah, that's actually
And
how we
that's-
all met too.
Yeah, that's how.
Right.
Yeah,
we
that's how
the,
we
we
met.
just
Yeah.
the thing, and we just chopping it up. And
Yeah,
that's,
that's
you know,
it.
like I just, you know, I peek my head out once in a while when I got some time, and I'm like, hey, yo, you know, I mean, like, but like these meetings. So first off, anybody who's trying to get money out of anybody, like, y'all gotta understand two things. One, you need some type of plan of action, right? So like, there's a film industry. Basically, you need a pitch deck, right? Film school, they taught us how to make pitch decks. And then I got in the real world and realized the pitch decks don't have to be as complex as we made them in film school, right? I've actually like went through a whole mock pitch and everything and all that stuff at Full Sail. Like there's a class where we did all that, right? And so from there, I've learned always be prepared when you go in, know everything, right? And like in that instance, I was a producer and a DP on the film that we were like the fake film that we were pitching. And I knew so much, like I went to shoot and film, right? And me and one of the teachers kind of got into a bit of a like tit for tat about it. And every question he asked me, I had an answer for it. So much so that he asked me a question that I knew for sure in his heart of heart, he didn't think I had the answer for it. And I had the answer for it. And he just, because I knew he felt that way, because when I gave him the answer, he was like, oh, okay. And so I've always had that unique ability to do that to people. So whenever I go to these pitch meetings, a lot of times I would get the yes or something like that. It's because I answer questions or say something that they didn't expect to come out of my mouth. Especially because, you know, like I'm 29, but like they look at us and we're like, yeah, you're young, you don't know what you're doing. And it's like, let me learn you something real quick. Let me show you where I come from. Let me show you what other people have taught me. Like I said, I'm good at being a sponge around people who know more than me, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm okay at admitting when people know more than me.
Exactly.
You know, so that's how I figure all of that out. So but those pitch meetings, you definitely need a pitch deck. I always make sure my budget is A1, and then I have like a ROI, a projection chart of ROI, right? So I'm like, hey, you put this much into it. This is how much we can get in incentives. This is how much we can get off of sales if it goes right. Worst case scenario, I always tell them, at least you'll make the incentives up right away. You know, that's worst case, because they always ask about worst case. What's the worst case? The incentives, yeah, it's not your full money back, but it's a good chunk or portion of your, you know, it's something of your money back. It might be 25% of the money back, you know, it's something of the money back. And then from there, I promise you over time, if you wait all the chunks of pieces of your money back, and then you'll garnish a return, you know? And it's really because of what Chris said earlier, the whole streaming system, right? Like, yeah, the streaming system, it may take long, but it'll get there. And then if you can waver up enough buzz to cause DVDs or online like stream, you know, just have people pay the rent or buy it, then you'll make the money back faster than slower, you know, sooner than later. A lot of people miss on a marketing piece. So there's a lot of great movies out there, but marketing wise, they miss the marketing piece.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't know how to create that buzz, right? And that is a secret art that I can tell y'all off camera, but I can't tell you all.
No.
We definitely want to have some conversations with you. We definitely want to have some conversations.
What future projects you got going on that you can tell us about? That you can tell us about, so everyone can look out for.
I mean, right now on the rights to most of these projects, so
okay.
I can tell y'all the one to look out for would be High Desert, which is the one I'm working on now. Okay. That's the one we're gonna shoot at the top of the year, and then it'll be like pushed out later this year, later next year. But that's the one we're like wheels on the ground on hard, and I got like 2 or 3 more after that as soon as that one, like once we have that one out of the, like basically in the film camera, I'm gonna try to roll into the next one and shoot the next one, just so all three of them can kind of be released simultaneously around the same time. So, and then after that, I have hopefully I have some explosions. I always joke and tell people I'm like a bomb maker, and so I sit here and I build these bombs meticulously, and I set them. I'm like, it takes time to build a bomb, because if you mess it up, it's gonna blow up on you, right? And once you build it, you have to set it off at the right time. So just because you have it built, sometimes you gotta put it on the shelf and just wait. You know?
Gotcha.
The U.S. built a bunch of nukes. They ain't send them all off at once.
But if they need to.
Right.
Are there any past projects you worked on that people might know of, or something that you like just so proud of that you did? And then after that, we'll wrap it up and get you out of here, 'cause I know we're getting closer to.
No, all them shits in the past, man.
Gotcha, man.
Anything 2020 and back, I do not care about right now.
Yeah. Anything post-COVID, I don't even care about.
I don't care.
I don't even like them movies no more. Like, I don't even want y'all to look them up. Don't IMDb me. Like,
it's like,
well, no, I've cleaned my IMDb up. Like,
gotcha.
I purposely don't put my name on certain things. So
gotcha. I understand.
We got you.
It's like Jay-Z said, once you have a filet mignon, it's kind of hard to go back to steak. So let me go ahead and
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So now, like, you know, yeah, none of these past projects.
Gotcha.
Because I've done a lot of post work on a couple of projects and like for people and stuff like that. And so I was just like, all right, cool. But you know, hey, you know, you gotta pay me to market, man. I'm a tool.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying.
I consider myself a film Swiss Army knife. So that's it. Yeah.
Gotcha, bro.
Well, could you tell us, tell people where they can follow you if they want to follow you, or?
Yeah, AK_photos. There's nothing on there right now because I kind of like watched the whole Instagram for the current second. So there's nothing on there, but I'm kind of revamping that. And then, you know, when y'all see Carpe Diem Studios, just know that that's the studio banner. Or that's Carpe Diem Studios. Yeah, that's my studio banner.
All right, man. We'll be in touch.
Cool.
All
If
right.
you ever want to talk again, let me know. Hit me up.
All right.
If I got more questions, I got y'all.
I got you. All right, bro.
Appreciate it, fam. Be safe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get into it. Acting a fool. We got two of them for you. Deuce.
Oh yeah. All right. So, okay, acting fool. Well, we're gonna talk about these two news stories I've seen. This first one comes from the Huffington Post, and this was just more so about a response that a man made live on camera. He was being interviewed about the Powerball jackpot, right? And the reporter, Corey Johnson, was interviewing him and asked him if he won the jackpot for the Powerball, how would he win his nearly $700 million prize? How would he spend it? And some people can be a little too real. You want to know what the guy said?
What did he say?
Well, he said, well, I'm definitely going to get a new supercharged Mustang with dual exhaust and about 5 kilos of cocaine, and I'll be good to go.
Oh, hell no.
The lady was so shocked. Kudos to her, because she was very professional. She held her composure in the clip, and because she did not expect to handle it, but she definitely handled it like a pro. But I just thought that was hilarious. And then when they asked the next guy, like, he was just like, yeah, I don't like cars, or I don't know what I'll do with that money, but I'll have to sit on it and pray for it for a day, and I figure out what I want to do with it. That was the second answer from the other guy. But that first answer was the one. That was the one where he's like, yeah, I'll probably get a Mustang and 5 kilos.
You know what? Shout out to that man. That man was real.
He said he wanted to live his best life.
He wanted to live his best life.
So
That man was real.
Want to take a guess of where that's at?
Arizona.
Nope.
Man, why did I go to Arizona? I was on point last week.
What about you, James? What you think?
Tennessee.
Damn.
Let's see. Y'all want a hint?
Yeah, give us a hint.
I'm afraid if you're gonna give us a hint after last week's fall.
No, don't give us no hint, man.
How about this? It was definitely, it's down south for sure. It's in Shreveport, Louisiana.
All right. Okay. Well, James was. I ain't even gonna say anything because if I say James was close, you're like, no, James was not close. It's like 4-5 states in between there. Michael, what are you doing?
Man.
Move on to the next.
Right. Next story. So this story, somebody, I don't know, they were watching one of those karate movies or what, but maybe he was watching John Wick, but he was feeling himself and he decided to take on the wrong people. Let's say that. So the story goes, let's see here. A man, they said it's unlikely, it seems unlikely, but this indeed did happen. A man wearing full ninja garb attacked members of a U.S. Army Special Operations Unit in the middle of the night in this certain state's desert, setting off a scramble for safety and resulting in at least 2 injuries, according to police and other records.
Oh, hell no.
The incident occurred when the incident occurred, the word got out of a sword-wielding man dressed as a ninja on the loose at the airport in Kern County, north of, because I'm not going to tell you how the city yet. The sheriff of Kern County found the suspect had assaulted a victim at the scene with a sword and thrown a rock through a hangar window, hitting an additional victim in the head. The victims are members of the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment. According to the Stars and Stripes newspaper, which states the military personnel were at the airport as part of training exercises, the incident report quickly drew attention after it was posted on Instagram. It describes how a staff sergeant was smoking a late night cigarette near an airport hangar when an unknown person wearing full ninja garb approached him with a question. He said, "Do you know who I am?" The man asked. The sergeant said he did not, of course. "Do you know who my family is?" The man asked. The sergeant said he did not know him. The person in the ninja garb began to slash at him with a katana sword. The report states, adding that the sergeant's leg and phone were struck. The sergeant ran, jumped the fence, and reached the building where he joined others from his company. As he and the captain locked the doors and called 911, the assailant kicked and punched doors and windows, according to the report, which was redacted. The service members' names, of course, they couldn't release those. Police officers located the ninja suspect on a nearby road, but the man refused to follow commands and brandish the sword to deputies. The sheriff said the projectile rounds were used, but were ineffective to get him down. And so instead, the man ran. And when the deputies used the taser on him, he dropped his sword, and then they were able to take him into custody. He was identified as Gino Rivera, age 35. And he was arrested for attempted homicide, assault with a deadly weapon, brandishing a weapon with intent to resist or prevent an arrest, along with vandalism and obstructing or delaying a peace officer in the performance of their duties. Want to know where that was at?
Pensacola, Florida.
I don't know, it was kind of dramatic.
I'm just going straight off the rip.
That's my
LA.
Yeah, it was north of
Got you. I'm sorry, James. I had to take a pun on that one. That was just too dramatic, man. Shit. Did he kill anybody? He didn't kill nobody.
Well, he injured some people, but he didn't kill anybody.
He didn't kill anybody. And the ones that got injured, how the hell you get injured with a sword?
Well, I can understand the first guy. The first guy probably didn't expect it.
I can understand that. But
that man was smoking a cigarette like.
And then they say he threw a rock through a window and hit somebody in the head. Was the other injury? So.
That's funny.
Oh my God!
He wanted to be like a full katana sword. Just
animes, TV shows that you watched where you felt like you are that character, and you just wanted like, I'm gonna reenact this. Like this man had a mission. This man had a mission.
He was on a mission, a suicide mission. Luckily, he died. He must have.
I'm sorry. I'm having a moment. Do you know who I am? No.
I don't know what man is watching.
That man just go. He just throw a rock through the window. Pow.
Like, what? He's probably watching a YouTube video or something. Like, man, like,
he come with a sword and he a
did you just kill me? Because he had to once he got cut, you know, he had to run and jump, you know, and hunker down. He was like, what the heck?
This boy been playing.
You don't expect that. Like, you just chilling. The normal.
motherfucker got a sword.
How you go back home and be like, honey, guess what happened today?
Oh, what the hell, bro? So I'm gonna take a rock and hit you in the head with it, bro. He said, God damn it.
What if you was that person that switched shifts with somebody? Hey, I'll take your shift, man. I need the extra money anyway.
Okay.
And you don't want to get cut up. Like, man.
No.
I ain't going through this shit no more. I quit this job. They got fucking samurais coming out here.
Full out, and they say he was in full ninja attire.
Bro, you took Ghost of Tsushima literally, bro. You just straight up went out there with a you had a time that day.
I wonder, did he run like a samurai? You know, like they got like Naruto, like
and he take my life.
And they try to shoot him with like the fake bullets. They said the bullets didn't help. I wonder if he was trying to block them, the little fake bullets.
Yeah, he trying to block the fake bullets. What's up, pow? Oh.
Bro, like you taking this a little bit too. You seen too many samurai.
But they said that taser got him though. That taser.
Bro, do they have the police? They record that, man? I gotta see that. I gotta see that.
I wish there was video of that somewhere.
Oh, that'd be so funny. That'd be so funny.
That's one of them stories you be.
It's only a Grand Theft Auto mission that goes wrong. You got wasted, bro. You walk, boom, kick open the door. All right, I got something for your ass.
You can't fight crazy sometimes.
Oh man.
All right, y'all. As you put your samurai swords away, because you can get your ass tased. Don't mind me. We got the balancing act. Y'all stay locked in. Okay, y'all. So this is the balancing act. This is the time where we give flowers out to certain individuals, people that are doing hard works out there in the world, or people that have passed away, or people that we just want to acknowledge and give roses or flowers to for all the hard work they do. So this one is going to be, I ain't gonna say it's different, but I want to acknowledge certain individuals. Of course, we are in the acting world. We're trying, break out, become actors and well known. And, when we're on set, of course, we're excited and we having fun, especially if you're extra. Like Mike mentioned off screen. We always have fun. We try to do our best to have fun, but of course, stay in these guidelines or rules of what is asked of us, or just do what act like adults, act mature. So in the I'm not gonna say in the light of, but pretty much what's going on, if you haven't been paying attention to what's been going on in Hollywood and other places, people are talking about a walkout and strikes and everything, and we'll get more on that later. But for this one in particular, what I'm talking about for the Balance Act, so the IATSE union, of course, it says that there's a strike date set for 60,000 film and television workers. And, pretty much what is going on is that they want to be treated fairly. They want, there are people on set, myself, Mike, Chris, we've seen it before, and the other countless others we work with. We've seen where, the actors, they're there to act, do perform these scenes, get in the costumes or whatever. But people forget that, of course, when you watch this film, watch these movies, like, man, that's a great actor, that's a great actress, or man, that stunt and everything, that was great. It's people behind the scenes that makes us look as awesome and amazing as we are. If it was not for them, we really wouldn't have all this. We wouldn't have a job. We wouldn't have films for you guys to look at. So pretty much there's rumors talking about the walkout, or pretty much they are going to walk out. But you just gotta wait and see. Of course, like I said, this is shows on this Just Acting Up shows on Tuesdays. I think it's planned for this Monday, or the Monday that passed. But I want to give flowers and acknowledge the people behind the scenes, because they put in a lot of work as well too. There are people that go on and work for like 15 plus hours, 16 plus hours, sometimes, well, pretty much practically all day, putting all these things together. And so people that work through sickness and illness, people that got families that are off in different states or other places that they're concerned about, and they're waiting to get paid a very good amount of money, or just to take care of them and provide for them. So I want to acknowledge everybody that's in the crew, and tell them to, I don't know what's going to happen with the fallout, but I understand where they're coming from. If they feel like they're overworked and underpaid, I understand that they feel as if that they are not being treated fairly. And I hate that it happened, but I'm glad that people are coming up and speaking out on how they are being treated. And so I give you all of them flowers for that, and tell them that, hey, if nobody else appreciates you, we appreciate you. And I know that might not mean a lot, but I hope that, and I'm pretty sure they'll get some things resolved. And I hope that everything works out and everybody get treated as equals. So flowers to all of you who are in the film industry, putting in that hard work behind the scenes to make this whole machine go. So,
I'm definitely in support with them. I can relate to their struggle coming from my industry was in radio. That's why I built my career in, and usually the most overworked are the most underpaid. The people at the bottom. Or the people not necessarily the bottom. I hate that term. But the people that's not at the high level or the marquee spotlight, the ones that are the most overworked and stressed out, but they're vital to making the whole ship go, the whole thing move, and so I'm definitely in support of them, and I hope they get their just due. So.
I read this quote the other day that Muhammad Ali once said, and I hope I don't mess it up by saying it, but he quoted that, I have to sit back and watch someone, if the way how they treat the waiter, if they treat the waiter poorly, then that's the same way they would treat me if I wasn't in this position and I was in the waiter's position. And that's the truth. That's why I respect like actors and actresses that go and they greet everyone the same. I heard a story that Robert Downey Jr. wakes up and a certain morning and he has his coffee and he talks to everybody on set, everybody down to the janitors, down to the security guards, because they the ones that's they keep it going, behind the scenes. Like you said, it's 24 hours, they up, they don't get no sleep, little to none sleep. And actors and actresses, and you just go to a set that's already done. It's already made. All you gotta do is just deliver. You deliver, you leave.
Yeah, the unsung heroes.
Unsung heroes, man. Yeah. So yeah, but all three of us have been on set, and we see it. We be complaining like, "Oh man, I'm still here. Oh man, I'm still here." But man, they have to pack all that equipment up. Set it up, then pack it right back up, and then move on. And then we just doing that one scene. They got to go to every scene, every other scene. So absolutely, they deserve. They just do. Ben. So that's a labor job within itself.
Yeah, definitely.
Think about oh my bad. Go ahead, bro.
No, I'm just saying definitely.
Yeah, I want to piggyback off of what you said, Mike. So wrestling, that's another thing right there. Look at when they make these big old Titantrons and everything, the entrances that they come out of. Who was it? One of the ring announcers. You think he just a ring announcer? Just go there and just introducing The Rock or Stone Cold or whatever. I think it was Tony Chimmel, if I'm not mistaken. He would actually be driving the big truck that carries that big Titantron or whatever, or props or whatever. So I'm just saying, like, just think about what he right. You go finish the ring announcement, that's the easy part. Then I go and I gotta get this stuff packed up and help out with that and everything, and move to the next town or whatever. And if you watch wrestling, you see how big they used to be or big they are now. The big old Titantrons, the entrances where they come out of. Yeah. So that gives you another idea of what crew members go through.
They just don't have like no magic wand.
No.
So this stuff just appeared. And that goes for artists, you know, sound stage and hooking pyrotechs and all that, man. They gotta go to city and move this around. And don't let it be a world tour. Jesus Christ.
Michael Jackson said, somebody posted on IG, Michael Jackson, they said Michael was doing an interview and he was saying, I hate touring. Mike, can you say this, that you love touring? But I don't like it. I'm doing different time zones. I'm moving from here to there. We got to pack all this stuff up. They said, but can you please? Mike said, all right. And so you expect him to be cheerful and say, I love touring. But Mike just straight up said, I love touring. It's straight face, like so. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's a lot that goes into it, y'all.
It is a lot. And just appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Just appreciate it. That's all you can do. So when you're sitting there and you're watching these Marvel movies and you're waiting for the critics and to see what's gonna happen next in the next adventure or whatever the case may be, pay attention to those names. Them goddamn names mean something. Shit. I'm talking about the names in the middle and the end. Those names are the ones that's the bloodline of the film. So
yeah. Like, damn, these credits still rolling? I'm trying to hurry to see the end result. Like, it's still rolling because of that.
Exactly. Sit your ass down and look at those names. Them names. I know if I was up there, I'm like, look at my name. Look, now we ain't going nowhere till my name pop up. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. My name pop up.
Special effects. I did that. I got credit for that.
But this ain't a Marvel movie. It's a romantic comedy. I don't give a damn.
Sit your ass down right there.
What are we waiting for? This movie is over with.
Wait for my name to come up.
Wait for my name.
Right there. You see it? You see it?
Wait for my name. All right. We can go now.
Even if it's the last name, we're gonna wait to the very last name. But you,
yep. And don't let it be an ABC order, because I'm telling them, whoo, it's gonna be at the end of that thing.
All right, we seen it. Can we go? Nope, we gotta wait till it completely leaves the screen. I gotta see it fully roll up.
Yeah, fully roll. Don't let it be at the IMAX theater, because goddamn.
You know how much hard work with these hands put into all that work? Yeah, that lighting right there, I did that shit. Wait for these.
Right.
Wait
right.
Yeah. Got it, Morgan.
7 days, 12-hour shifts every day. Woo!
I fed you, little boy, a little girl, with them out.
Got buns on top of buns. Corns on top of corns. Got more corns than Kellogg's.
God damn.
We can end it right there. I know a little thing or two about that labor work, boy. That labor work ain't nothing to play with.
No. Clap it on in. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you to Akki for joining us for the Just Acting Up show, man. That brother doing some great big things, so I'm happy and proud of that brother for doing everything he's been doing. Another one that's working behind the scenes and making these things go. So big shout out to him and many blessings to you and everything that you do, brother. Before we go, I want y'all to make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to us, man. And it's right there. You know, just go ahead and click on it, man.
It's every interview. I mean, every show. Right there.
It's right there. It's simple and easy. Simple and easy, man. So, yeah, man. Hit that little bell button for notifications. It's right there.
Just saying.
Yeah, man. So, couple things before we get out. So, I want y'all to continue to watch. If you haven't watched Sherman Showcase on Hulu, you can catch up with it now. First season and the Black Extravaganza is on there as well. So watch that on Hulu. Great show, Sherman Showcase. Diallo Riddle, Bashir. I don't want to butcher his last name. Bashir is on there, and they're also from Southside, the TV show Southside. That's on HBO Max.
Yeah.
First season's on there. Y'all can watch it now. Watch it because like the new episodes, the new season 2 is getting ready to start. And as I get back to it, the new season of Southside will start in November.
And shout out to Diallo. He's gonna be on the premiere of Insecure coming up too.
He is. As well as Aaliyah Rogers. I'm proud of that girl. So yeah. Yeah, so Aaliyah Rogers is gonna be on Insecure this upcoming season, as well as Diallo Riddle will be on there as well. Go back and watch those interviews if you have not watched those interviews. Go ahead, check it out, and many others on the Just Acting Up show. And both of those shows are great, Southside and Sherman Showcase. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank because I'm hungry. Sherman Showcase, once again, is on Hulu. Southside is on HBO Max. So catch up on both of those seasons before they get kicked off, get started in November. Southside, November, getting started real soon. Also, before we head out, gotta acknowledge Meg Thee Stallion, man. She got that she was Popeyes, man. So 2-piece Tuesday. Chris, you got any thoughts on that Megan Thee Stallion, brother? I know you.
At first, I was about to side eye her because it was the hottie sauce coming out. I thought it was another Mary J. Blige situation, fresh chicken, crispy lettuce, all that stuff. But she's actually gonna be owning the Popeyes, so I give her credit for that. Yeah.
Hey man, shout out to Meg Thee Stallion because I saw Big Baby Davis version on that Popeyes. I ain't too much like that. That was too much. That was too much. Popeyes chicken? Hey man, because I'm getting money. I got a court date. Don't believe the hype, baby. See these biscuits, see all this money, this chicken, and he ain't getting paid $1 for that.
No, man.
Not a dime. So shout out to Meg Thee Stallion and Mary J. Blige. Because that Big Baby Davis was terrible.
You going in on that chicken. I like how he had his one ring right there to remind us that he won a championship, sitting right there with the money and the chicken and all that. Right there. I'm like, dude, are you serious right now?
Ignorant.
Just ignorant.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So with that being said, Chris, you got a positive note to take us out on, brother?
Yes, I do. I'm prepared today. Challenge your limits. You can't finish what you haven't started. The journey begins with the first step. Keep going, it gets better. When you want to stop, go forward, work it out, train the pain. It doesn't get easier, you just get stronger. Sweat stops the tears from falling. Exhale, I can't. Inhale, I can. Inspire yourself, inspire others. Your goals were meant to be broken. Pain is your excuse, leaving the body. Believe in yourself, it's half the battle. The effort today will change your tomorrow. Create your future.
I love that.
Food for thought.
Nice.
I dig that, brother. Well, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a good one. Thank you.